Hi everyone, Dominique here with Nurturing Astrology. We have a full moon in Libra on April 1st, and this is a really meaningful moment for reflection and especially on our relationships because this full moon is on what we call in astrology the relationship axis of Libra and Aries, where we learn to balance self and other. So this full moon comes 1 week after that powerful meeting between Saturn and the Sun in Aries. And that moment illuminated our growth edges around self-leadership and courage and personal authority. And now the moon in Libra is stepping in to help us feel into what that really means for us in our connections and partnerships and in the ways that we relate to others. So let's talk about the heart of this full moon. Venus is the ruler of Libra and therefore the ruler of this full moon. And right now, Venus is in Taurus, which is her first home sign. So this will bring in a strong focus on things like love, values, worth, and reciprocity, emotional and material security issues or concerns, all things Venusian or related to Venus. Here are a couple of things the full moon is asking us to reflect on now. Are my relationships reflecting my values? Is there balance between what I give and what I receive in my life? And am I honoring my worth and appreciating and valuing what others bring to my life? So this isn't just about surface level relationship dynamics, because we're still very much inside the influence of that recent Saturn and Sun conjunction in Aries. And Saturn is now moving just behind the Sun, forming a supportive connection with Pluto in Aquarius. So this is bringing in real potential for real, lasting, significant transformation and change in how we show up in our lives and in our relationships. Because when we begin to step into a new level of inner authority, our relationships have to adjust. They naturally have to adjust. And that doesn't always go smoothly. And full moons do bring things into full view and often issues into focus. The connection between Saturn and Pluto is a sextile, which in astrology brings opportunities that can make good things happen and possible, but really only if we're self-aware and working with the energies consciously, or those opportunities can pass us by. So we also have Mercury, now direct in Pisces, and Mercury is making a trine to Jupiter, now direct also in Cancer. So this is another supportive influence I feel for this full moon. It can bring up opportunities for honest conversations, to gain deeper emotional insight, also to bring more compassion and understanding in our relationships. And also new awarenesses just in general can come to light about what's needed or required now in our relationships. And so you may find things are becoming clearer through these conversations or quiet realizations you're having on your own about your circumstances or your situations. And this is the kind of energy that helps us connect the dots between what we're feeling and now what we can understand about what's happening in our lives. So this moment is a time to pause and reflect on that Libra axis in your chart of self and other, and how this shows up around your current level of independence and in your partnerships, the balance in your partnerships. So it also can show where personal authority and shared responsibility needs to be worked on. Where have I been overgiving, or where have I been holding back? Or where am I ready for something more honest, more balanced, and more real to come alive and come forward in my life and in my relationships? Here are a couple of tips for this lunation. Get honest about your needs, not from a place of blame, but from a place of self-awareness and personal growth. Clarity is kindness, especially in relationships. Allow space for recalibration. As you shift, others need to adjust, and they need time to adjust. This is a part of the process for everyone, and it doesn't mean that you're trying to cause conflict or that you're doing something wrong. It just means everyone needs time and space to readjust and recalibrate. Also, choose alignment over a need for approval from others. Libra can lean toward harmony at all costs, and that can be self-sacrificing at times. But this full moon is asked for harmony that is more mutual and true and not performed, but honest and real. So this full moon offers a really beautiful opportunity for rebalancing your relationships and reconnecting with your values and strengthening your sense of self within relationships. And most importantly, to begin relating in ways that feel more mutual and conscious and sustainable for everyone involved. This is also where what I call authority wound can become more visible. It often becomes more visible in relationships. The patterns that we learned early on about who leads, who gives, and who has to accommodate or adjust to the other, and who holds the power, that's Saturn. Saturn brings these forward to help us grow and mature and build something that's more honest in our relationships and commitments. So as this full moon rises, give yourself space to reflect and see from both sides. Notice what's coming up. Notice what's shifting in your life and in your connections. And trust that these realizations are guiding you towards something better. And something that supports not just your growth, but the growth of your relationships as well, and the other person you're in relationship with. And if you're ready to go deeper, this is a perfect time, because I'm beginning a new series on how the authority wound shows up in relationships and how astrology can help heal and transform them. You can go back and check out the Saturn in Aries through the houses, and stay tuned for the relationship series coming up. Thank you so much for being here, and sending you so much love and all the best for this Libra full moon, friends. Take care.